Hello guys, Pablo here. I'd like to end this course with a really short summary of a listing of the concepts that we've seen, so that if you're unsure about any of the concepts, it means that you should probably go back to that lesson and view it again, or have another play with the examples. Just want to mention this again, that we saw the introduction lecture, which is the learning pyramid. If you've watched all of the videos but haven't had a play with the code or anything, you probably, on average, have retained about 30% of the contents of this course. And if you want to reach higher retention rate of this course, there's a few things that you can do on your own. One of them is to participate in the discussions in the official WordPress forum. Another one that will more than double your average retention rate by its own is to practice by doing, basically having a play with the code, working on your own projects, and applying the things you've been learning into something real, not just watching or reading. And then, if you really want all the learning to consolidate in your brain, something that definitely allows you to do that is to teach others. So if you find people who are asking questions on the forums or in the course questions, you help them out. That usually triggers learning mechanisms and will allow you to retain more information. The concepts that we've seen in this course are the following. These are the main things that we've worked on. We saw the structure of a basic plugin and how we enter all the plugin description in a comment on the top. We learned about hooks, which are something similar to events that allow us to embed code so that when a certain event is triggered, that code is executed. And there's two types of hooks, filters and actions. Filters have to do with running our code before something's going to be shown on the screen to the user, or before something's going to be recorded in the database. And actions, on the other hand, are more related to WordPress core functionality. There's also something called the loop, which is important in WordPress, which is how you deal with loading posts, with querying posts from the database. You can use the class that we've seen and query posts that have a certain categories, define how they're going to be sorted, and a few other things. We learned about shortcodes, which are like short pieces of text that we put in our article and that will insert some more complex functionality in that particular place. So by just typing gallery surrounded by squared brackets, we can actually, it will show a gallery. That's a shortcode that comes with WordPress, but we learned how to create our own. For instance, something that gets the currency rates from the web and shows them to the user. Another important concept is that of metadata. Posts and users can have their own metadata, which are basically extra information that is related to these elements, and that of course allows us to extend the WordPress functionality. We also saw how to create widgets, the GUI elements that we usually have in our sites, how to make them interactive using Ajax. We learned how to create admin settings, how to save settings for our blog and how to load them when we need them. Also, we saw dashboard widgets, which are widgets that are shown when you log in. And we saw how to create custom tables as well, so that you can extend WordPress functionality even further with the information that doesn't necessarily have to fit the existing data model, so we can create our own. And we saw how to schedule tasks using cron, and what the limitations of that are. So remember that the cron is only checked when there's a request to the server. So if we say that a task is going to be executed every hour, and there's 2 hours without any visitor on your site, that task is not going to be executed every hour. Also, we learned about the plugin life cycle, plugin activation, deactivation, and uninstallation, how to run code on those different stages. And I would like to thank you all for taking this course. I really hope that you enjoyed it, that you learned a lot, that you got high in that retention rate pyramid. And I wish you the best of luck with your projects.